They say beauty is skin deep. That's not a good look when you got thin skin. Let's get into it. What up, y'all? I'm Christopher Markland, and it's the most wonderful time of the year. Welcome to my review/analysis of episode 9 of season 4 of Ready to Love. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've done a review, and for those of y'all that have been rocking with me, welcome back. For those of you that are new to my reviews, I do things a little bit differently. I don't just tell you about what happens scene for scene on the show that you've already watched, but instead I use all of the scenarios in the show as examples of love, relationship, and interactions between men and women, and just dating in general. So if you like what you're seeing here, please be sure to like and subscribe and share it. Tell a friend, let them know what we're doing over here, all right?
Let the remaining ladies know that they need to pack their bags. Oh. Y'all taking a trip. Hey. Okay. I will meet you there. I promise you, it's gonna be eye-opening.
It's been a minute since I've done a review, going all the way back to episode 6. So here we are at episode 9, and I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. This season, these characters, they just been annoying as hell, and I just honestly just haven't felt motivated to do a review. These things, produce a review rather, they take a little bit of time and effort, and this cast just kind of turned me off. But one thing my father did teach me was that when a man starts something, he finishes it. So here we are. We're gonna rock out to for the rest of this season. Now, since the last time I did a review, 2 people have left. We've had Sean and Tasia. Both of them have been eliminated, which leaves us with 7 men and 7 women. So this episode, those 14 people, they hit the road, and they are going to be having a retreat at a lakeside mansion.
Are we sharing a room?
We can. I say we can.
That's beautiful. I love to see that y'all found love.
That's really.
When I heard that question, the first thing that popped into my mind was, yo, this is the same dude that doesn't want to have sex before marriage. Now, I've always, I'm not a big fan of abstinence or celibacy. Instead, I'm a firm believer in having self-control. And what that means is you don't put yourself into a potentially compromising situation. And then it hit me. This dude literally just did the same thing with Camille that he did with Courtney, which is he gave permission instead of setting boundaries. Y'all remember this?
I consider myself a sexual person.
Right.
So, I mean, sex is important to me. It's a part of intimacy. It's a part of, bonding with your partner. Like, you mean to tell me we're sitting at dinner and I can't just go like this?
No, you can do that.
No, she cannot. Now?
She can do that.
No, she cannot.
No, she can. They can do that. We can do the touch. We can touch.
I'm not here to point out what could be construed as hypocrisy. What I am pointing out is the lack of him being able to set boundaries, meaning tell the women no. Okay, I've said it before when I was talking about Cornelius, is that he likes the attention and doesn't want to be the bad guy, meaning he doesn't want to man up and be like, hey, no, I don't want you to do this. Please don't touch me like that. Whatever the case may be. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You set boundaries. However, like I said, he doesn't want to tell anybody no. But what he does do is he gets into the confessionals and starts lamenting about, well, I don't like the way that she wants to do this and wants to do that, instead of telling it to the women face to face. You get what you encourage, or in this case, allow, because in each one of those cases, he told the women, yeah, you can do this. Yeah, we can do that. But then he turns around and is like, oh, I can't believe that they're acting this way. You get what you allow.
Do you consider us as being couple up yet?
Going into this trip, my connections are Sabrina and Mumi. So I'm glad we're going on a retreat. It's about time. This journey has been stressful. We need to get away.
I'm not sure if he actually answered the question or if they edited it out, but that was a great non-answer by Walter. All we can go off of is what we see, and we talk about the reality show editing all the time, that the producers of the show, they present to us what they want us to see. So based on what we saw, he was asked a question and he kind of danced around it a little bit. I will say this though, if you have to ask the question, then that's a problem. When a man wants a woman, she will know. The whole damn world will know. Now, he may want or be attracted to multiple women. That's a conversation for another day. But as it stands with this show right here, if a man is 100% focused on you, yeah, you're going to know about it and you're not going to have to ask.
I think there's going to be drama, and I'm here for it.
No, I don't want no drama.
Tensions are starting to rise between the ladies. But the Brown Girl Squad, we good. Brown Girl Squad, for life.
Just like misery loves company, so do miserable people. Your single friends will keep you single. We've seen this play out time and time again, season after season, with the last such time being on The Last Resort with the whole frickin' frat duo. I get it. They don't go in the process to make friends. However, friendship is a byproduct. But keep in mind, if you go into a situation talking about I'm here for the drama, well, if you're a hammer, everything's a nail. And if you look for it, you're going to find it.
I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Man, I felt that. I think every man felt that. You riding in a car on a road trip, you just driving, you're consumed, you zoned out in your own thoughts thinking man shit like, yo, when the world was flooded and Noah's Ark was floating around, was it in salt water or sea water? Because both of them require different types of construction of the boat. I wonder what kind of wood they used when they made the ark, because you can't use. Anyway, that's the kind of random stuff that just be floating through our minds when we zone out, just be thinking about nothing. So here it is, you thinking about, the different construction techniques of Noah's Ark, and all of a sudden you hear your woman next to you be like, hey,
I want to talk to you.
Man, in that split second when you hear that, first you have a couple thoughts like, should I drive off the road? Maybe I should just take my seatbelt off and roll out. Or maybe I could just pretend like I'm asleep. Man, y'all saw the look on Walter's face when he was like, oh shit, that is some man stuff right there. Fellas, let me know if you agree with me or not.
I actually used to dance. So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I was an exotic dancer, yeah. So you used to dance like ballerina dance? No, no.
I don't regret any of it.
Story time. Y'all know I'm Jamaican, so I got a whole bunch of different things that I do, different businesses and whatnot. And one of those is a graphics design business where me and my partner, we design flyers, logos, business cards, websites, all that good stuff. Now, one client business that I should say that we had was a strip club, and all of the dancers in the club would reach out to me whenever they had like a party or some special event. I'd go out there to the club, take pictures of the dancers, posing, whatever, put that on their flyer, and that's what they would use to market their event. Now, one dancer in particular, whenever she had a birthday party or whatever, she'd hit me up, say, hey, Chris, this is what I got. So one time she called me and said, hey, I got a special event coming up. I went out there, but the pictures were her in her cap and gown. So she kind of had the robe, the gown open a little bit, like sexy pictures, right? But the graduation was her college graduation. So she was one of those cliche dancers that danced to pay for college. She actually did it. Fast forward a couple years, I get a LinkedIn notification saying that this same dancer who at that party, that the special event that she had, the graduation party, was her graduating college. But now a couple years later, she got her PhD. So she moved on from dancing, got married, got her PhD, and moved on with her life, doing her thing. So I'm saying all that to say, man, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a dancer, stripper, whatever you want to call it. It's entertainment. You get in, get everything you can from it, and you get out. You're using your body just like a football player, a basketball player. Make your bread, move on. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Shit, I love it.
How long did you dance for?
Like 10 years.
It's not as taboo as it used to be back in the day. However, it kind of sent up a red flag.
Almost from their very interaction, Walter and Sabrina have had a connection where they felt comfortable sharing things with each other, opening up, being vulnerable. Whether it was Walter talking about the passing of his wife or Sabrina now talking about her being a dancer in the past, they have been able to to share with each other things about them and be open with each other, because it's like they trust the other to not judge them or any of those things. That is a great sign, because you have to be able to trust your partner, to be able to be open and honest with your partner about big things, small things, whatever the case may be. And obviously Sabrina and Walter have that level of comfort that they can do that with each other.
Come on,
let's go, baby.
because I want that side too. I want that mirror.
At the same time, me and Aisha really haven't had a chance to spend all the time together in person, but we talk on the phone.
I like that outfit. What Dante is saying right here is kind of confusing, is what I find confusing about the timeline of this show. Now, we are in episode 9, so that means we're kind of sort of 2 months in, a little over 2 months over with, 4 weeks per month. So we're a little over 2 months into the show. Now, I get it. People have busy lives. People, come and go. They may not be able to, their schedules may not match up so they can meet with each other. He said that they talk on the phone, but 2 months is a long time if, in fact, it is 2 months. Even if we give them 6 weeks, 1 month, that's still plenty of time for you to make the effort to be intentional for y'all to meet up. It ain't got to be a full-on date, but it very well could be a coffee meetup or something like that to where you can see that person in person, and from listening to what Dante is saying, he's saying that, we just haven't had a chance to physically see each other. I don't get it. We've seen him do, dates with multiple people where, it's 3 or 4 people, double dates, however you want to call it. So I don't quite understand how he and Aisha have not been able to link up prior to this retreat.
The beautiful women that you see here, you all have the power to determine which of these men will have to say goodbye tomorrow morning.
Somebody is going home. Like when they leave the trip, like they gonna have to drive home.
Yo, I was wondering about this. If you get sent home, but you're the person that drove, does that mean that the people that rode with you, they just got to figure out a way to get back home? Or if you get eliminated and you rode with somebody else, you just got to hitch a ride? I mean, it kind of sort of, I don't understand the logistics of it. Because think about it. If nobody wants you to ride back with them because they just don't like your ass, what you going to catch an Uber? It's kind of weird how this whole thing, because you see them riding together. So let's say, for instance, Cornelius gets sent home. Does that mean Zadia and what's her name, Camille, have to go ride with somebody else? What if none of them want them to be in their car? How they gonna get home?
I was like, okay.
Look, it keeps dripping on me.
That's what she said.
There's another duet going on.
Walter is sitting there with Sabrina.
I see what you...
This is gonna be really good.
First of all, I'm in favor of any "that's what she said" joke. Those will never be unfunny in the history of ever. Second of all, like I said earlier, misery loves company. Now, the moment that trio of messiness walked into that room, you knew there was going to be some drama. If you go looking for drama, you're going to find it. And in the case of them, if there's no drama there, they're going to make some.
Do you need more room?
Okay.
So I come closer to the piano, but I notice Walter's energy has completely shifted and it's not really open to me, and it kind of has a little don't come in the piano room right now, which did not sit well with me at all.
His energy shifted because he felt negative energy walk into that room. So as any man who's put in that situation, he's either going to get up and run, or he's going to stay in his space, in his square, and keep moving. Now, Mumin, I'm not sure what she was expecting when she walked into the room. I don't know what she wanted him to do. Maybe she expected him to pop up off the bench and start giving her hugs and just kick Sabrina out the way, but that's not how that works. And now what happened now is she's ascribing motives to how he moved that had nothing to do with what Walter and Sabrina were doing. That whole thing was just messy and uncalled for. And Walter and Sabrina really didn't do anything. It was Mumin and what she had going on inside her head and her heart and the expectations that she had of Walter.
I would love it. She was rubbing him on the back of the neck and stuff like that. But whatever connections that Walter has with another woman is irrelevant to the journey that me and him have.
See?
I can't,
See?
Ugh, this is not a good start to the trip.
I don't understand why he's in the middle of some messy woman shit, but I'll leave that be for right now. Now, I don't understand, again, what Mumin was looking for when she walked in and saw Walter and Sabrina together. I get it. Prior to that whole situation, Mumin and Walter, they shared a special moment, at that very same piano where they wrote a song together. It's kind of cool. So I understand that now she has feelings, because that's kind of like I don't want to say a safe space, but that's like a special place for her. I get it. She has feelings like that. Hey, I completely understand. Again, though, I don't understand. What I don't understand is what was her expectation of how Walter should act when she walked in the room. If she knows that he's in there with Sabrina, that's where confidence in her place, her meaning Mumin, that's where her confidence in what she has with Walter should kick in. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, they're in there spending some time together, but I know he and we have this special connection. He can go do whatever he wants to do, but I know that, hey, he and I, in the very end, are going to come back together. She didn't have that. In fact, it seems like the energy of the other two people in their little group rubbed off on her, put a battery in her back for her to walk up in that room and look silly.
Where we at? What's the chances? If we were in Vegas, what we rolling on? Red or black?
Red or black, I always bet on. Come on now, you already know.
Right.
But nah, I like how way things are going. You know, we talk. I'm getting to know you. I see definitely a possibility.
Again, if you got to ask, that's a clear indication as to where the relationship is. And also his answer of, I see definitely a possibility of maybe potentially you and I probably, hopefully getting together in the future sometime because our present may interact with the past, possibly, maybe. Man, that's not a very confident answer as we're going to week 9. And once again, we don't really know the timeline, but it's at least been a month. So if you really don't have a clear indication and his answer indicates as much, that's a sign exactly as to where the relationship is.
Do you feel like you're being real with your connection with me?
Hell no.
No? Huh? No. What?
Of course, what do you think?
Phil got enough connections. Like, I know he's got a lot on his mind, but how are you feeling, Phil, about me?
You already know, though.
Another situation, the question is being asked. Now, you can tell that the producers obviously are pushing the narrative. It always happens when it comes to this part of the season where it's now, okay, who's made their final choices, who's the number ones and the number twos. That's going to be the question that's brought into it. The storyline is, you know, who's your number one, all that good stuff. Now, when it comes to Phil and Shiloh, though, they're one of the few couples that I actually do like. I like their energy, their compatibility. You know, they're real easygoing people. Phil is just that level energy kind of guy. And also, but you can tell he's got a silly ass sense of humor too. And he's an intelligent dude. And Shiloh as well. She's a very deep woman. I just get that vibe just from everything we've seen. So them two as a couple, I really do like. I really want to see how things work out with them.
So you still have connections or what have you.
Right.
Right. I don't know what goes on when I'm not around. Of course, I hear things, but I don't let it get to me. Right? Because I feel like whatever we talk about, we talk about. Whatever we got, we got.
Right.
And I need you to give me the same deference, right?
You cannot control what another grown adult human being is going to do when they are not in your presence. All right. Especially in this process, because you know that they are going to have other connections. This is one of the few situations where the person that you are interested in, you actually see them interacting with other people. So you know that you're not the only one. So all you can do is know that I left a lasting impression on that person. So when we aren't together, that person is going to be thinking about me and the next time that we can get together to build upon the impression that I left with them. That's the only thing you can do. And that is to walk in confidence of who you are and the impression that you made.
Giving eyes, yo.
No, because your vibe has been off like all day. And, like, I'm constantly trying to figure out like what's going on with you. We're good, we have a great conversation, then the next time I see you, like your whole energy is just like off. And you and I had just had a whole moment in that panel room. Cool came in there. When I came over closer to you, it was like you wouldn't even open up to me.
Taking this scene at face value, we can just chalk it up to unrealistic expectations. It seems that she's expecting more from him than the moment calls for, than he can actually provide, and that really and truly should be expected. Now, I personally think is a lot more to this situation, a lot more, because her reaction is way over the top. But I want to get some more information. I want to watch a little bit more and see, but yeah, her reaction is definitely over the top.
When he's around Sabrina, Walter's like another person. I'm just starting to feel like I'm not the one who Walter wants to open up to, but I don't know how much more I have in the area of trying to figure out what's going on with Walter.
Of course he's a different person when he gets around Sabrina. Hell, just like I'm a different person when I get around some ackee and sawfish with some fried dumpling on the side. Yeah, I'm just a different person. I thought it was just, unrealistic expectations. I figured that, okay, she wanted Walter to act a certain way when she came around. She wanted him to do a certain thing to make her feel that she's his number one. I get it. But quite honestly, instead of just being something as simple as unrealistic expectations, I really think it's starting to fall more into the category of paranoia and delusion.
There's no reason why you and I should have all these dope conversations and feel like we connect, and then the next time I see you, it's like literally all over you. I really think somebody is manipulating you and trying to poison your vision towards me. That's 100, and I felt it for a while. And I don't know how they got that place with you, where you trust them that much, but it's
We've had some moments where cast members reveal some of the stuff that is going on in their head. In this case, Mumin is basically saying that Walter is so weak-minded that he's being manipulated by others against her. Yeah, it can't be a situation where Walter is just attracted to two women. It can't be a situation that each one of those women has a different personality, and as such, he gravitates towards each one of those personalities in different ways. It can't be, that he's just attracted to one woman more so than he is the other. It can't be that, because of that attraction, he wants to spend more time with that one woman than the other. It can't be any of those things. It's got to be he's being manipulated by other people to move her away from him. That's what it's got to be. See, that's what makes the most sense. Yeah.
Walter, you don't trust me. I don't know where that came from, but somebody got you good.
I'm like, I am here with you right now, trying to fix what we have. And she's telling me that I'm disconnected. I'm like, I'm trying to connect with you right now. I'm present. I'm in the moment.
You cannot battle the made-up monster in someone's mind. As I sit there listening to Walter try to reassure her, trying to reason with her, the line from a cinematic masterpiece, a great movie, comes to mind.
Run, bitch! Run!
Y'all, you have to read the signs. And when someone starts with, people are trying to turn you against me, man, you better hop, skip, walk, trot, jog, run the hell away. Because when somebody shows you who they are, you better believe them.
The bathing suit right there is it's doing some things right now that I can't talk about. I like it.
When I tell you I get busy, look, bring it here.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you I get busy in the kitchen,
You get busy?
I get some busy.
You get busy?
I get some busy.
I like busy.
I like this.
I like that outfit. I was wondering if that was a male cameraman because some of them angles, the way they were zooming in, I was like, oh, okay. Now, as far as Dante and Aisha, again, I did not see them coming. I don't really know where that particular connection came from. Now, I know they said that they've been talking on the phone, and obviously now that they're in each other's presence, it's on and popping. It's an interesting dynamic with them two. Like I said, I didn't see it coming, but as I watched them interact together, there's good energy between both of them. Not necessarily the level as it with Phil and Shiloh, but looking at these two together, yeah, it's going to be one to watch. I want to see how things progress with them later on down the line.
I like that you like me, Dante. And I like that we finally get to have a moment.
Since the mansion mixer, I've been wanting some time with you. Enough offline conversations can finally build up to this moment.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that it's on a beautiful day in a beautiful house.
I know.
With a beautiful woman.
Again, what is the timeline of the show? We are in the 9th week, the 9th episode. So if going off of this, let's just say it's been over 2 months. Even if it's been 1 month, you would think that in that time, they would have been able to at least link up for a coffee date or whatever. Think about it, y'all. It's only been 10 women that they started with, one of which got eliminated on the very first night. They added Sydney later on. But in fact, he had a date with Sydney before he even had a date with Aisha. But anyway, it seems to me that there would be plenty of time. Again, the timeline of the show is kind of confusing. It may be a week. It could have been a month. I have no idea. Whatever the length of time is, you would have think that between the mansion mixer and now, they would have at least been able to get together one time.
I thought it was fitting to present you with something.
Uh-oh, what's gonna happen?
I got you something.
Thank you.
Yo, real talk. I was honestly expecting something else to be in that box. But I stand corrected. I honestly was not expecting a necklace to be in that box. It's a real nice necklace, but I honestly thought that she was going to use the occasion of them being on the retreat to give them back to him. However, it seems like she still has them firmly in her control and is not going to let him have them back anytime soon. It's a nice necklace though. Real nice necklace. I like it.
Sometimes it can be a little messy, honestly. And so I'm questioning, okay, are we moving too fast?
So you need to wear that every day.
Is Camille controlling it all?
He's trying to get me in trouble.
I should have engraved my initials on it. Actually.
What?
Love, like any other emotion, is a powerful thing. And if that power is mishandled or misplaced, it is incredibly dangerous. Now, y'all know I try to keep it light. I try to make these, not have these videos be anything serious, because at the end of the day, this is just a TV show. But one of the things that I do talk about is the need for therapy when it comes to relationships. If you know that you're in a bad situation, if you know that the person that you are either attracted to or is attracted to you is not going to put you in the best situation possible, and for whatever reason, either you don't leave, you don't want to leave, you don't know how to leave, then you have got to seek professional help. Obviously, I don't know any of the people on this show. Just like you, I'm just watching it and gleaning what I can from what they present on the screen. However, what I do see with a lot of them is a bunch of unhealthy behaviors manifesting itself in unhealthy ways. So it seems like a lot of the people on the show are not ready to love because honestly, they don't know how to love themselves. You have got to get the professional help that you need in order to be ready to love. Because if you put yourself in a bad situation and expect something good to come from that, that's insanity. You cannot do that until you get the professional help you need to heal yourself, so that way you really and truly are ready to love.
Are you supposed to sit across from me, babe?
You ready to see across from me?
Yes, so I can look at you.
Okay.
Cornelius, are you good? Just like smoke signal, just blink something.
One thing about this show is that it allows us to see the inner workings of the people on the show, as well as how they interact with each other and their relationships. It's something about this particular season, this particular person, that hell, even the producers are asking, yo, do you think she's kind of controlling? In this scene that we just saw, everybody at the table kind of just looked around. You could feel the discomfort of all of those people because they're like, yo, what the hell's going on? Why is their interaction the way that it is? Now, everybody in a relationship, if people were to pull back the curtain and actually see how they interacted with each other, they may be like, oh my Lord, what's wrong with them? Every couple has a certain level of dysfunction. However, there's also a certain point to where it's like, all right, something's just not right. And the more we watch this couple, the more we are able to observe how they interact, the more not only us as the audience, but also it seems like the people in the room with them realize that, yo, something just is not right between them two.
But you good, boo.
Cornelius and Camille's connection. It seemed like a possessive situationship. If that's what he's into, then that's great for him. But if it's not, then, it couldn't be me. I'll just say that.
At this point, the entire group, all the men, all the women, can see exactly what's going on, which is she is possessive and he is passive. Now, how you start a relationship is how it will continue and ultimately how it will end. And at this point, it started out with her taking control and him relinquishing it. And quite honestly, he doesn't have the equipment, the package necessary to get that control back. Nothing good is going to come of this. And it's not like I'm wishing bad on them. It's just that there has to be some semblance of order. And there is none of that when it comes to how those two are.
We're in this process to find that one. And I've
did a sprint, and some people are doing a marathon. So it's sad, but we'll see you guys at the reunion.
I don't need to say nothing. I don't want to say nothing.
I'm not a big fan of Jack Black's movies, but he did have one that I liked, Shallow Hal. Now, the premise of that movie was the main character, Hal, he could only see women for their outside, the superficial, basically their body, how they looked. Now, Hal was hypnotized by Tony Robbins, and under his state of his hypnotic state, he was only able then to see women for their inner beauty, who they really were, their true personality, and that's what he was attracted to. Now, because he couldn't see women on the outside, there was one woman on the show that was, for us, the audience, we could see that, oh, she's a very, very attractive woman. But because Hal was hypnotized, he saw the woman for what she really was, an ugly woman with a bad attitude and just a real bitter, ugly woman. Us, the audience, we could see that, but for whatever reason, because Hal was hypnotized, he couldn't see who she really was. It really is a good movie. Y'all should check it out.
But who's to say he won't get voted off the island because he's not giving any?
I'll y'all up.
Well, I'm not you off.
It's called Ready to Love, not confused as.
That's the problem right there, why no one wants to talk about the process. Because you're making threats like that. How uncomfortable is that for somebody to hear? Well, if you put my man in the bottom, I'm gonna beat your ass. That's not cool.
I like how they edited out when Cornelius was trying to calm her down and tell her, to hold down that stuff she was talking. Aisha's 100% right in that if the other women on the show don't have a connection with the person that you have a connection with, and they decide that, hey, this person's got to go, and you talking about you're going to beat their ass, yeah, man, I'd have an issue with that. That right there, that whole mean girl high school clique shit is honestly the reason why I'm kind of turned off with this particular season. If this is the best and the brightest that DC has to offer when it comes to black singles, man, that city's in a world of hurt when it comes to relationships because, whew.
What are you saying?
Hold up.
You always want to jump in and defend them, and I'm not talking to you. Let them figure it out. I have an opinion in this matter too. I'm in this process too. You always want to say something that seems like haterish. How is it haterish? It is, how is it haterish? Because I have an opinion on something.
Because it sounds like.
It's like this more love and hip hop shit. And what's the other one? Chicago Ink or Black Ink or any some of the most random ratchet shit ever. And these are grown ass people in their 30s and 40s acting like some fucking bullshit. Oh my God. This has got to do better, man. Shit. This is insane.
Don't freaking try me. Nobody's Bugs Bunny. Nobody's making We're not doing that.
I don't like to be tried.
With Zadia, she's always extra. But I do wish she would try to do a better job of walking away from that. To me, it's a bunch of nonsense, and I treat it as such.
Do a better job of walking away from who you really are? I'm not sure I get that one. When someone shows you who they are, whether it's with their words, their actions, or how they carry themselves, yeah, you might want to believe it. Now, you don't often get a chance to see who a person is, especially early on in the relationship where the real them shows itself. And it seems like Naeem and the rest of the men are now realizing that Shallow Hal was released in theaters in 2001.
Aisha had an opinion and wanted to speak her opinion. That's how she felt. I don't think she should have been attacked.
Why are you arguing about your process to somebody else?
Because don't accuse me of.
But that's what mean girls do. They poke, they poke, they poke. They do it on purpose. And Aisha just wasn't gonna back down.
High school, catty, immature, mean girl shit. Sabrina's 100% right in that Aisha was voicing her opinion because all of them were sitting around the table talking about the process in different ways. In fact, Aisha was trying, it seemed like she was trying to be diplomatic, and she was really trying to be delicate in how she was approaching it. She didn't call anybody by name. She didn't call anybody out specifically, but it was Camille that took it down that negative road. Now, Phil, in him trying to calm Aisha down, pulled her aside. What he was basically saying to her was like, yo, why would you take the bait and now you get engaged in somebody else's journey? Mark Twain once said, you never want to wrestle with a pig. It gets mud all over you, and the pig likes it.
This is definitely very childish to be arguing this way. I don't feel like it should take it to this degree. And it's probably showing more doubt for me in Camille.
Oh, cool. Another confessional where he has both of them intact, where he says all the right things and calls out Camille's bad behavior. He also did the same thing when it came with Courtney and how she was applying a little bit of pressure when it came to having sex before marriage. I get it. If only he was able to voice his dissatisfaction with how that person was acting and say it directly to them so that maybe they could have changed their behavior. But instead, for whatever reason, he never says it directly to them, but he says it to us in the confessional.
This is you. You was every now and then. Five. Yeah, that was you. That's what I mean. That was you. But you still, but just because it didn't make sense doesn't mean that you had to poke the bear, so to speak, because that's what you was doing. You was poking the bear.
Was I poking the bear?
Yes, you was.
I appreciate Dante because right about now, he is calling it exactly right. She was poking the bear. She was trying to annoy and agitate Aisha, and mission accomplished. That look of feigned confusion and shock as far as she didn't understand what Dante was saying was some actual nonsense, because she did in fact understand, but she just didn't appreciate being called out on her bullshit. And Shallow Hal, Jason Alexander, that's George Costanza from Seinfeld, he was also in that movie. Y'all really should check out that movie, Shallow Hal.
I don't need you being no peacemaker though.
Ain't about being a peacemaker.
No, it sounds like it.
It's about coming to understanding.
Okay, understand,
so whether or not,
peacemaker, understanding maker, same thing.
See, that's what you do right there. See what you're doing? That's what you're doing it right now. You're doing what you did earlier. You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. No, just how you are.
Bad behavior is bad behavior, and I appreciate Dante calling her out on it. One of the signs of maturity and growth is being able to own your shit. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. And one of the signs of growth and maturity is you being able to say, you know what? I was wrong. How I handled myself was wrong. Things got out of control. I lost control. And now this is why we are where we are. You take ownership of the stuff that you do. You own your shit. But for some reason, some people have the need to be right. They cannot allow themselves anything to say, hey, you know what? In that moment, I was wrong. How I handled things, yeah, I could have did better. Some people just do not have the ability to do that.
You gonna come in with the silk? Oh, this is how you doing me?
I told you I was getting ready.
Dante's coming in now and showing me up again. Chest glistening and like my man really came in looking like Prince. This might be the smoothest way I've ever lost a girl. All right, this is what it is. This is how y'all got me doing.
Yo, Dante's on a mission, ain't he? Hey, check this. I was the same person that said that Dante really wasn't bringing anything to the conversation in the earlier episodes, because it seemed like he was just, basically an ad-lib person. Like, oh, really? What you mean? For real? Yeah, but now, shoot, I don't know what Aisha did, but she's damn sure bringing it out of him, because he's bringing that heat. My man is showing up and showing out. Also, shout out to Phil with the Boondocks reference, with the chest all oiled up. It's one of those things where, there's sometimes you had to fall back. And I like how Phil was like, you know what? Hey, I'm going to take this L. I'm going to back out. You got it, bro. He didn't make it a scene. He just said, you know what? Hey, you got it on this one. And he left. Not mad at that. I like Phil for that.
So bring everybody here, Bronx Bombshell.
My tension is in my back and my gluteus maximus.
Your back and gluteus maximus.
I could not stop laughing. It was the cutest, most romantic, most funniest thing I've ever seen.
Dante is on a mission. Yo, he is pulling out all the stops in order to get her attention. Aisha is right, because that is a cool gesture, for him to give her that massage. And I like how he used the tension of the earlier interaction between Aisha and Camille and Zadia to his advantage and say, hey, I know that was a lot of tension. Let me give you this massage to relax you. I hope that their journey together has a happy ending.
About a date. So very ecstatic that I got to spend this time with you and this much time with you.
Well, who would have thunk it that this is what we was just missing? Like just the moment just to be together.
Did any of y'all see this happening? I know I've been asking the question like why they haven't linked up up until this moment, but the way that he's giving her that massage, you can tell that it's a long time coming for them. I'm not mad at it. I'm glad to see that, that the interaction between them has led up to this point because, he said that they've been talking on the phone, but they just hadn't physically got together. But now it seems like they're physically getting together. I want to see how this one works out. I'm definitely going to be watching them to see if anything develops from this, but shit, they're off to an explosive start.
Their own opinion.
Absolutely.
But the respect level has to be there.
Which is
all right, so let's get to the love part.
Yes,
Because
please.
that's what's important. Good?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. This part I don't want to talk about no more. I want to talk about who loves who.
None of them came there to make friends with the other women or men, depending on, which group they fall in. They came in there searching for love, searching for a relationship, searching for something long term. Aisha is right in that, you don't have to talk about how anybody else's journey progresses. Be it fast, be it slow, how people move is how they move. And it's got nothing to do with you, your journey, and the connections that you make. I really appreciate the fact that Tommy had to rein that whole nonsense in because once again, it was about to get out of hand because for whatever reason, people just want to say things and talk reckless to each other instead of just staying in their lane, minding their own business and going after the connections that they're trying to establish.
Do I think that Cornelius can handle Camille? Absolutely not. She got a lot of growing up to do. And I don't think he's ready to love someone if he's decided to ignore the red flags.
Right here, what she just said about Camille and Cornelius is spot on. If Cornelius doesn't recognize the red flags for what they are, he is setting himself up for a world of hurt and heartache. The sad thing is he does recognize the red flags because he's commented on that. But it's one thing to recognize something and it's a whole nother situation to do something about it. And that's where he's going wrong, his lack of inaction.
The ladies had deliberations today.
Was it now?
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. You can tell there was something definitely on her mind that she needed to tell me.
I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry. Don't do that. 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 Don't do that.
Okay, so we have a cliffhanger ending of the episode. We do not know whether it's going to be Cornelius or Naeem that gets eliminated and their journey is going to come to an end. We're going to have to tune in next week to find out. Y'all, this episode was a little bit difficult to watch for a whole bunch of reasons. And as this season has been a little bit difficult, we're going to keep plugging at it. We're going to keep going, keep at it and try and see how things go. I am hoping that once some of the less positive people, I should say, some of the negative people are eliminated from the show, that maybe things will get a little bit better, get back on track, and get more to what we've been used to seeing. It's been drama all throughout each season of this show. That's not a big deal. Hell, it's a reality show. It's cool. However, this season just seems to be a little bit more than most and almost to the point of being unwatchable. However, I'm here just like y'all are. We're going to tune in. We're going to keep watching this show. I'm going to get back to live tweeting throughout the show. So please be sure you follow me on Twitter at author_Chris M. During the show, I do my commercial break recaps. That's where I give my opinions, my feedback during the commercial break of each show. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. Be sure to follow me also on Instagram, and that's going to be at author Chris M. You can also follow me on Facebook at author Christopher Markland. Be sure that you follow, you like, share, subscribe as well. Let me know what y'all think about this episode. Who do you think is going to be eliminated? Do you think it's going to be what's his name, Naeem, or do you think it's going to be Cornelius? Let me know which one you think is going to get the boot. Also, y'all let me know what you think. If Cornelius does get eliminated, he drove there. So how do you think Zadia and what's her name, Camille, are going to get home? Who do you think is going to let them ride back home with her? Y'all let me know what you think of that in the comment section. Y'all, it's that time of year. I just wanted to say, just to let y'all know something. This morning, as I was driving into the subdivision here where I work as a real estate agent, I'm driving along and I see a car and it coming towards me the wrong way. Luckily, what I did, I actually came to a stop and backed up the road while that person realized what the hell was going on, and they then stopped as well. It turns out it was a little old lady. She made the wrong turn onto the road, and instead of going on the other side of the divided highway, she came down towards me. Luckily, it wasn't a lot of cars on the road because a bad situation could have really been worse, and ain't no telling what could have happened. All I'm saying, y'all, is please, this time of year, but just every day as well, be careful out there, please, y'all. I just don't want anything to happen to anybody. So like we used to say back in football, keep your head on a swivel, pay attention to what's going on, and be safe. And with all of that, man, please have a good one. Y'all stay determined. See y'all next week.